So what you never want to see is injuries. That is what you never ever want to see in the sport of basketball is injuries. And unfortunately, Kate Martin got hurt and did not come back in the game today, which is, that's not great now. It's really not great. But it looked so much worse than it was. Like, when I saw her go down, I thought it was an ACL. I thought it was an ACL. The way she was moving and the fact that it wasn't even... Then when it was realized, like, okay, it's not really a knee injury. It could be a leg injury. I was like, has she done her Achilles? She done her Achilles. I think the team almost overreacted in a worse way. I think it was the team that caused it. Like, you know when somebody picks up a really bad injury and a team like crowds around the player almost so that nobody can see? That's what ended up happening when Kate Martin got hurt. And then very, very quickly after that, I was just like, okay, maybe this isn't as bad as I thought. So she was going off the court assisted. She was going off the court assisted, and she was able to at least look like she was partially weight bearing. And then 3 or 4 minutes later, she came on. 3 or 4 minutes later, she not came back into the game. Jesus. Like, this was no Paul Pierce situation. She walked back in. She came back on. She was wearing sweats. She obviously wasn't coming back into the game. What it looks like is, it looks like an ankle roll. That's all that it was. And it looked like somebody who has previously injured that part. And like, I don't know. I just want to see, has there been any... so it says, did not play due to injury in her freshman year at Iowa in 18-19. So that is like... That's maybe a case. Martin Shines through injury against Penn State. So when she first got to college, obviously it said she missed her first year from injury. So that is... Like, it could genuinely, if that injury is related... Oh, sorry, she tore her left ACL. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. So, you would hope that... I was about to say, I was like, you think maybe she just tweaked an ankle and she kind of panicked and thought she'd redone it. I would hope. It doesn't look like it's an ACL tear. Didn't look like it was an ACL tear today, but it looked like it was a foot injury. And she came back. So, I would hope, considering the fact she was weight bearing, everything seemed okay, that she's going to be fine post-Olympic break. Probably, look, if you're going to have a 3 or 4 week long injury, couldn't really happen at a better time than this. Obviously, you don't want anyone to get hurt. But if someone is going to get hurt, then this is probably the best time. But yeah, I was worried. I was so worried. Because you're like, this Aces team, by the way, they are not winning. They are not winning the championship. Like, they are so reliant on a Chelsea Gray, who looks like she needs to relearn how to run, and a Kelsey Plum, who is the most inconsistent player I have ever seen in the sport of basketball. Like, they are so reliant on those type of players. So I'm just like, yeah, there's no way. There's absolutely no way that this Aces team can win. And they need Kate Martin. Like, if Kate Martin is hurt, they are going to really struggle. Like, it's not a question of, like, can they replace her? It's like, yeah, they probably can, but they're going to really, really struggle. And I don't know what it is about this Aces team. It genuinely seems like the most important thing is to get Aja her MVP rather than win another championship. And I know winning a third championship is hard, but the way they're playing, it genuinely looks like it is... They're not playing winning basketball. They're not playing defense a lot of the time. It's just, again, even the games they're winning, they're not playing well. Their talent is pulling them through. Their sheer talent in Jackie Young, in Kelsey Plum at times, in Tiffany Hayes, who's been their fourth best player, and then obviously your all-world best player in the world, A'ja Wilson. I just don't like the style of basketball they're playing. I don't like the way Becky Hammon, as much as I rate Becky Hammon as a coach, even in the games they're winning, they haven't been convincing for me at all. And mainly, the New York Liberty look 100 times better. The New York Liberty are going out there and beating the Connecticut Sun without Breanna Stewart and Lainey Hamilton. Because Sabrina Ionescu is taking over. Jonquel Jones playing defense. Phoebich is coming in as a great starter. Like, they really need. They really, really, really need. Like, they need something. They need Kate Martin. Like, they genuinely do. And I don't know what the hell the Aces need right now. And I know you might be like, oh yeah, they're 10-1. They're 10-1. But yeah, like, there's just something, even in the wins, they're not convincing. They're not convincing at all. But it is hopefully a case where Kate Martin's okay. Like, she is a huge connective piece for this team. And we saw with Sydney Colson. And I'm just going to say, like, this made it look so much worse than it was. Like, this genuinely made it look like she had, like, was in the worst case scenario ever. And she came back out at halftime walking around. Like, I don't think if there was any risk of anything, she'd be doing this. So I think that, like, she is... Hopefully it's an overreaction. But again, as someone who has had a major injury like an ACL tear, like, you're going to overreact to certain things when you're in fear, especially like with Kate Martin, where you're living your wildest dreams. Like, she didn't go back for her 6th year in college. She's done with basketball. She probably thought she was done with basketball 2 nights before the draft. So, yeah, that is pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about Kate Martin. Do you think it is a worse injury than I'm giving it credit for? I doubt it is. Do you guys think that the Aces have a shot if she is out? I don't think so. I think the Aces are going to really, really struggle without her. Because we saw today, like, even Megan Gustafson coming in is big. I don't rate Stokes at all. Like, I think even like a Gustafson at times can give you a bit more than Stokes. But they are a very, very not deep team. Like, they're not deep at all compared to the Liberty. So I just can't see a situation where the Aces go and pull it off. But thankfully, it looks like Kate Martin's okay. I just don't see them winning in any way.